Hi, welcome to my first video on this channel. This is the first time I'm doing this. In this video, I'm going to talk about why I gave up on music and what we can all learn from that. So, as a former classical musician myself, I can tell you that there's a bunch of skills that you learn by studying classical music. Dealing with frustration, creating a habit, persistency, and discipline are some of the skills that you learn to master as a classical musician. Even though you learn a bunch of stuff very interesting in the field, there are some problems that overall, in the end, probably will get in the way. You see, in music you develop this foundation that you'll never be prepared. Nothing will ever be ready. Nothing will ever be good enough to be shared. I always believe that an art is developed by sharing information, sharing your art, your work with your friends and your colleagues. What I wanted in music was to share my music, my work with other people. I've been always amazed by these people that can go from C to F and they mess around all these modes and throw all these notes for the music, and so, whoa, I was always amused by that. And I thought, well, I can do the same thing, right? Well, turns out you can't, because if you're a classical musician, more you get away from the sheet, from the notes and from the rhythm, the worse you play. So you have to learn how to read the notes and the rhythm and somehow just play as according to some people. But if you have one teacher, you have to play it according to his view or her view. However, if you somehow change school or change teacher, you can play the same piece from the same composer in a completely different way. And when I was confronted with this idea, well, maybe what if there's not one truth or only one truth? Maybe that's called a dogma. What if we could all just be artists and understand stuff, and in the background, the foundation of playing music and being a musician, what if the foundation of being a musician was knowledge? And just acknowledging that in this side of the country, you play like this. In this part of that country, you play it like this. If you want to play with that teacher, that's fine, but you play it this way. But you can have your own way to play it, and everything's alright, because there's not only one way to play one piece, and you don't have only one way to live your life. I've always been amazed by these people that can play these things and they somehow play it in a way that seems very easy and makes you think, oh, maybe I can switch instruments and go play piano or cello or whatever. And this thought of mine, I'm sure we all know what I'm talking about. This always amazed me. How can these people master so much the instrument or the music, or know their stuff so well that they can transmit the sensation that this is easy even though something is very hard to do? So this was why I wanted to become a tutor, a teacher, so I could understand stuff and make it feel easy to other people to learn. Because I always believed that when you master something, you can explain it very easily. When you don't master something, you kind of want the other person to feel, I know better. So you must understand that this is very hard, and I must explain to you very clearly that what you want to learn is very hard to master. Well, I have a completely different approach. I believe that if you believe in the student, you might get something out of him or her, and you can even surprise them with what they know about about themselves and about the field or the area or the language or the music they are trying to play. I believe in this concept that we developed over time, and we have this today, which is a decentralized way to learn. Before internet, we had to collect our information from only one place, that was the school. You had to learn stuff from one tutor or from one side. We live in the 21st century and we have internet, we have YouTube, you have Udemy, you have all these different platforms that no one in school talks about. Usually you see better tutors in these platforms than you see in schools, and that's fine as long as you don't say in school that you should only listen to me in school. Well, I have a different approach once again. There's this concept that you can do things by yourself, you can learn things yourself in your own time, in a self-paced progress. You don't have to take tests or anything, because in real life you don't need that. What you need is to master the thing you want to learn. So if you want to learn music, there's only one way to learn that, and practicing. And in a future video I will teach you how you can study more with much less time than what usually is taught in schools. I believe in a decentralized way of learning. I believe that the student must have choice, because when I learn something, I want to be the one that is in control. I want to know what I'm learning, and I want to learn it when I want to learn and when I have time. If this is self-paced, this means that I can learn much quicker than usually they taught in schools. And you don't have to get your information only from one resource and one tutor. So this way you can just have multiple tutors. Just go on YouTube and search how to play blah blah blah, or how to do blah blah, or do as we do in coding and programming, which is just type your problem, your error, the thing you can't do or the thing you can't play. I'm sure a bunch of people have played that and had a similar problem, so they come up with a solution, I'm sure. So you can just learn from their mistakes. You don't have to make your own. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, and this saves you precious time. This video was something that I wanted to do for a really long time. There was always a lot of fear to make this video. We don't need this unilateral education where the only people that benefit from teaching you are the teachers and not the ones that are being taught. I'm currently learning French, and I learn French by listening more to music. So I have one recommendation for you, which is Edith Piaf, La Vie en Rose. I want to recommend Zaz, and this girl has an amazing cover on Spotify. I'll leave the link down below. Stay tuned, stay healthy. Thank you very much for watching this video.